Exclusive, misunderstood, and never following. These are the words that come to mind when we think of Supreme. But how did one little skateboard shop in Soho, New York end up as being one of the 21st century's most iconic brands? The truth is, the secret to Supreme's incredible success is actually quite clear when you look carefully enough. This is the Supreme Brand Blueprint. To understand this, we need to run it back to New York 1994. Manhattan was wild, untamed, and there was an emerging youth culture of rebels and misfits running the streets of New York. James Jebbia, an expat who moved to New York in the early 80s, realized something. This wave of New York skater street kids wasn't being targeted by any other fashion companies out there at the time. Taking $12,000 of his savings, he opened a small skate store in downtown Manhattan, hiring local skateboarders as staff. The store quickly became the meeting point for cool kids and the skating community. In the very beginning, Supreme wasn't a fashion brand. It was simply a meet-up point, a location where rebels and misfits would meet up day or night to just be themselves. These street kids didn't come to Supreme to buy products. They came there because they felt part of the brand. The brand understood them and made them feel at home every time they stepped foot in the store. This takes us to our first secret to Supreme's amazing success. Focus on a specific customer base. James Jebbia knew exactly what he was doing when he was targeting the wild and unruly youth of New York City. By focusing on a single, specific group in society, the brand began to become an integral part of the community, their behavior and culture. Two things helped Supreme stand out from others. First, the skating street kids were very protective of the Supreme store location, going as far as only letting people in the store that they knew and trusted. This positioned the brand as exclusive and limited, a model they still pioneer to this very day. Secondly, by becoming popular with the cool street kids of New York, it made the brand itself cool as a result. So, if the brand is seen as cool, exclusive, and has limited stock, these three things together make the brand's products incredibly desirable. When creating connection with your customers, go deep instead of going wide. Before we reveal the final two secrets to Supreme's amazing success, take some time to leave a like and a comment on this video if you like what we're doing. Before we reveal the final two secrets to Supreme's amazing success, as Supreme started to grow more popular, and with street culture in Japan on the rise in the 90s, it began to be adopted by a cool, influential young crowd based in cool neighborhoods throughout Tokyo. Influencers helped create awareness for the brand, and it quickly became part of urban youth culture in Japan as a result. Creating awareness for your brand is essential if you want the word of your brand to spread. You don't have to link up with a Kardashian or a rich and famous person to generate that awareness. The trick to getting the most effective awareness for your brand is to connect and create relationships with others that have the same values as you. For example, it wouldn't make sense for Supreme to partner with someone like Tom Cruise, even if he does have millions of followers from across the world. It would actually be far more effective and powerful to work with someone young, cool, and authentic who fits their brand's values perfectly. In short, influencers can be very powerful in getting the word out there for your brand. But take time to make sure you choose people who make sense for your brand, and not just people who have the biggest following. Over time, the street culture that Supreme celebrated began to attract interest from customers who didn't identify with Supreme's core values, but simply just wanted to be part of the hype. They did this by buying the product to be cool, as opposed to already being cool and therefore buying the product. Where many think Supreme puts their logos on bricks, nunchucks, and folk horns to sell more product, the theory in fact could not be more wrong. In truth, the fact Supreme sells pretty much anything with their logo on it could be seen as an inside joke. See, Supreme was built around the concept of being cool, defying convention and being rebellious. So the fact that they put their logo on every object you could think of is more of an intellectual way of flicking the bird to people who just buy brands for the sake of buying brands. The people who buy Supreme dice, fire extinguishers, and hammers are simply trying to buy coolness, when what they're actually doing is, well, quite the opposite. The fact that they aren't in on the joke just makes the people who truly get what Supreme does love the brand even more. This only reinforces how strong Supreme's core message actually is. Supreme is a brand that celebrates the artists, musicians, photographers, designers, and skaters and filmmakers that defy convention and contribute to the world in the form of their own unique identity and attitude. Which takes us on to our last and possibly most important aspect of why Supreme has been so incredibly successful. For any brand, the one thing it needs above everything else is trust. Supreme has never forgotten the cool kids of Manhattan that made it the powerful brand it is today. The brand knows who it is and is unapologetic about the fact that it is authentic and believes the message it communicates. Supreme showed this rebelliousness by creating a range of skateboards with Louis Vuitton's trademark logo across it in the year 2000. Louis Vuitton sued Supreme for trademark infringement, but in an unlikely turn of events, the brands collaborated in 2017. It could be said that Supreme, as a brand, is a reflection of the street kids that helped the brand grow back in 1994. They do what they want, when they want, and that's that. This is why Supreme has such a strong connection with its authentic customers, because the brand is a direct extension of its core fan base. It behaves exactly the same. If you enjoyed this video and you like what we're doing on the channel, please subscribe and press the notification bell so that you're notified when we release new videos in this series. We have plenty more videos coming soon, so please stick around and we'll see you shortly. If you have any ideas for brands that you'd like us to include in the Branded Blueprint series, simply take some time to comment them below and we'll do our best to create videos around the brands that you suggest.